Hello, everyone out there. How are you doing? If you are doing fine, thanks be to God. But if you're not doing fine, I pray it gets better for you after seeing this video. Yes, I go by the name Coachman Solomons. If you know me very well, you will understand that I have so much regards for family life, talking about marriage, relationships, government, society, societal values, authorities, rules, and regulations. As a matter of fact, I just want everybody to play by the rules. You need rules and regulations to govern everything, just like you need traffic lights on the road or you need traffic wardens. You need the police, you need the army, you need a system that everything works, and these are the component parts of making the system work. So just the way you make the system work, from the external side of things. We'll also talk about ourselves as humans, the way we react as social beings. So right now I want to talk a bit on relationships, okay? And now I will be so specific on women in relationships. So now I'm talking about a wife in a marital relationship or a girlfriend in a romantic relationship. So this is it, women in relationships. So first of all, someone may want to ask, what is it going to tell us? Someone may say he now wants to speak on behalf of women. What does he know about women? Calm down. Another may want to ask, what does he want to tell us? He isn't even married yet. And look at me, I've been married for 10 years, 20 years. What does he want to say? Does he even have 1 year of marriage experience? And I have 15 years of marriage experience. So now, something very important that I want to say is many times we encounter problems in our lives due to the faulty foundations we have. So you have a career, you had a career path built on what? That's a question. What did you build? What were the values you built your career on? Eventually, you get to the mid um, mid-level points of your career, or you even get to the top, and it's then discovered that you had some faults in the foundation. For instance, you become an assistant manager in an organization, and then it's discovered that you forged your way through, like you got forged certificates to put you into the system. So, what do you want to say? So that has damned the whole experience. You have 15 years working experience, and then that 15 years of experience was built on a faulty foundation. Then you get kicked out, you get sacked, and maybe sanctioned with imprisonment and whatever. So I'm not coming here to argue with your experience. Definitely, experience tells a lot. And one beautiful thing about experience is that it helps you personally, it helps you to grow your own relationship, like on a private level, because we are all different people. What works for Mr. A may not work for Mr. B. So talking about the experience, over time you get to know what does not work for you and what works for you, and then you'll be able to learn what you need to do to complement those factors that are not working. You'll be able to learn your faults and know how you should be able to correct these things to make your partner appreciate you the more. So it works in different ways. It works in different ways. So your own experience, what you've learned from your own marriage, cannot directly be um, cannot directly be suggested to someone else because it may not work. We are all different people. You as a man, for instance, you've been able to discover or identify certain weaknesses of your wife or weaknesses within yourself, and you are now able to discover what you need to do to please her. Yes, that is between you and her. It may not work on another woman. She may not have that need that your wife has that has made her to be able to accept your new strategy. So, experience plays a very little role. Now, when you talk about experience, I am coming with a foundation. So, it's beautiful. It makes sense if I suggest these things to you and you accept them. And then, in return, when I'm happily married, when I have my own home, you then come in with your experience and give me advice. Yeah, it's a win-win. There's an exchange and it works that way. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my conversation with a married lady. Although newly married, but she has a kid, let's say 2 to 3 years into marriage. And there was this post that I saw online, and it says, if you as a lady are willing to change your surname to that of the man you get married to, then you are bound to submit to him. So the key word there is submission. If you agree to change your own surname, your father's name, to the name of your husband, you are bound to submit. So, why did you even agree to do this in the first place? I think most likely it's because of tradition, or it's based on the norms of the society, what your cultural background tells you to do. And also, if you look at it from the perspective of the holy books, from the Bible to be specific, that is so true that it has always been so from the beginning of days. It has always been so that the woman is going to answer the husband's name. And then when you go through the genealogy, nobody judges from the maternal side. It all goes down through paternity. And that is how it has been designed. You get. So my conversation with this lady started when she saw that post, and her simple comment was, "You're on point." And I said, "Yes, I so much respect the fact that you agree with me." And I tried to explain to her that it's so unfortunate that a lot of young ladies, a lot of married women don't even see things this way, because they just don't want to submit to their husband. And then I'm just painting a simple logic that says, if you have done this, why are you not doing this? It's automatic. It's automatic. You submit your own, you change your own father's name, meaning you've submitted your identity to him. Then why would you not just finish it up? So I want to see an argument where ladies say, I don't even want to change my surname. But I've never seen that for once. I've never seen it. So the lady went ahead to tell me it's even biblical. Yeah, you just have to. And she's living happily with her husband and her kid. And her husband loves her so much, he respects her. So this is it, women in relationships. She has done her own part. Okay, the society or culture um, prescribes that the man pays the dowry, the bride price. Yeah, that is cultural. And then the father of the lady, or the representative of the father, the family of the lady, hands her over to the husband for her to become his wife. And he's bound to take care of her. He shouldn't maltreat her. They should become one flesh, husband and wife, living together as one. They should have a collaboration that works. So that is it. You as a lady, you as a woman, you give yourself out to your husband. And I know with time I'm actually going to talk to the men as well. But for now, I want to talk about the women, and trying to encourage you Being submissive to your husband doesn't tell weakness. It doesn't show weakness. It's not a sign of weakness, and it's not a sign that you have to be enslaved or to be dominated by him. You know, I said I'm going to still talk to the men on this, and they need to understand that if your wife submits to you, you also have to play your part by loving her. And these things all work together for good. So it's been trending feminism. A lot of ladies are on that move, and definitely feminism is a beautiful thing actually, because we are trying to ensure that there's balance in gender, like there is gender equality. And mind you, both genders cannot perfectly be equal, especially in marriage. If we go by history and if we go by the way we were created by God Himself, okay, so from the beginning of the world, from creation, it has been said that God created man in His own image. Adam was made, and God saw that man had the need for a helper. So now, helper in this context doesn't actually mean a slave. An assistant, someone to have that companionship with. And that is why he took out of a man and made a woman. So this woman actually came from a man. She has a source, and that is why um, the scriptures went ahead to tell us that women should submit themselves to their husbands, and the husband in return should love their wives. So how do you love your wife? You don't love your wife by treating her as a slave or feeling so dominant over her, saying that she has to do certain things at all costs. No. And it's high time we realize that these things are natural. See, the God Himself who created these things, He understands how He made them. So if you need to learn how marriage works, I think you should study the animals, study nature, study the hyenas, the lions, the jaguars, the tigers, the leopards, the cheetahs, even the apes. Study all of them, especially those ones that are social animals. Although we have some animals that live in solitude actually, but they still socialize from time to time, and there are clearly defined roles. I'll take the lion for instance. The lion lives in a pride. The lion is many times polygamous, so you have a single male lion, the biggest, the scariest, the most dominant, having several lionesses, the females around him, and then the cubs who would have come out of his relationship with those females in the pride. And what is the function